to send a bit of a shout out to all the school students in the Electorate of Mawson. I love getting out to visit the schools in our local area, and it's something that I've been doing now for 13 years. So those kids that I visited in reception back in 2006 are now a voting age. So very important that you get out there and talk to these students right from the get-go, and then maintain those relationships. And I love the fact that I can be driving down the street and get out of my car in McLaren Vale or Wollonga or Aldinga, and kids will just come up and start having a chat with so much confidence, polite demeanour, and they're inquisitive, and they've got good ideas as well. I remember McLaren Vale school holidays, December, January this year gone, and someone came up to me on their scooter. There was about 3 of them, and they go, Mr Bignell, we need a new skate park because Johnny just broke his arm, and you should see it was gory. There was bone sticking out, and all this sort of stuff. But these are the conversations that I love having with the students, and we've got all sorts of schools in the Electorate of Mawson. We've got government schools, non-government schools, area schools, primary schools, secondary schools, and all of them are full of obviously wonderful teachers and leaders, but the students just blow me away all the time with how confident they are, with how good they are at their academic and other pursuits. And I've had the pleasure just in the last week or so to visit 2 schools on Kangaroo Island, the Kingscote campus of the Kangaroo Island Community Education, and also the Penneshaw campus as well. Now, last year, the Kangaroo Island Community Education System, which oversees Pandana, Penneshaw and Kingscote, was actually named the best regional school in Australia, and I'm delighted to inform the House today that they've been shortlisted again for the finals, which will be held in Canberra in August. So we wish everyone there, to Maxine, to Peter, to Leanne, everyone there in terms of those who run the schools, but also to all the students, the very best. Really amazing to hear a young Aboriginal student, Jasmine, get up at their school assembly in Kingscote without any notes and give an amazing briefing on an Indigenous STEM seminar that she went to, including a visit to the Botanic Gardens here in Adelaide. They had to cut it short by a day because the rough weather was coming and they had to get back before the ferries were cut. And that's, again, something that these students learn about, the resilience of island life, and sometimes you can be cut off. Also heard of from very excited recaps of the Sapsaza netball and football from the students in Kingscote. And down at Penneshaw last week, talking to some of the students there as I gave them some flags for their flagpole, and they were so proud of everything that they were working on at school, and they showed me their STEM centre, their art lab, and told me all about the musical that they were working on. They also said during the assembly that they were going to do a sleep out this week to just raise money for homeless people and to raise awareness about those who are homeless. So I slipped them $50 and said, good luck with that, and I hope you get a nice warm night. Unlikely in Penneshaw in July, but good luck to them anyway. And on the subject of homeless people, about 3 weeks ago we had the Tatachilla Lutheran College grade 6s come in here on an excursion. 62 kids, didn't hear a peep out of them except excellent questions. Now, when they left, they encountered a homeless gentleman out the front of Parliament, and they felt sorry for him. He looked a bit hungry and cold, and so they gave him some of their packaged food, and they started talking to him, and it turns out that normally he busks, but his saxophone was broken. So these kids from Tatachilla Lutheran College, grade 6, went back to their school and they talked about what they could do to help this gentleman out. They got together with some of the parents, other students. They raised $180 for this gentleman to get his saxophone fixed, but also to buy him a bag to protect the saxophone and keep it dry. So well done to those wonderful kids at Tatachilla Lutheran College. I was also there on Friday talking to the Year 10s and having a look at the work that they had done during Business Week, where they split into groups of 10 or 11, and there were 10 companies formed, and they had to come up with a business model. They had to come up with an app with a video, all of these things about running a business. And it was held over 4 days, and there were 8 quarters, as in financial quarters. So they had to make big decisions twice a day on the future of their how their company was going. There were some great stories, some immense failures that were celebrated as much as the victories were as well, because what it did was teach these Year 10s at Tatachula Lutheran College about running a business and what it's like to interact in a business, and those students are out doing work experience this week in our local area. I wish them and everyone at all of our schools the very best.